What was ruined for everyone by one single person. At a previous job, we got full uniforms: shirts, pants, hats, hoodies, winter coveralls, winter coats, gloves. But we don't get shoes or boots. Turns out a couple of years before I was hired on, they used to give boots. But one guy would take his boots and sell them. Then request a replacement. Then sell those. He did this about 20 times before anybody caught on because of municipal bureaucracy being slow to notice. When they caught on, they stopped giving out boots to their employees. Edit: I worked as a park maintenance groundskeeper for Parks Recreation. The person who apparently choked on a lollipop at my bank, and now we don't get lollipops anymore. Other firefighters constantly ruin any sort of appreciation restaurants give out. We had a barbecue restaurant that would give a flat $10 off your meal. If you didn't spend $10, it was basically free. One guy ruined it on an $8 order by demanded the $2 be given to him as well. Had people going in uniform on days they didn't work. Had one guy have a family reunion at a local restaurant, then made a big issue they wouldn't give his entire party the discount. I don't understand how out of touch people can be. Had a retail job and we used to be able to play our own CDs in the store, which was awesome. I wasn't working that day, but apparently Mike thought playing Rage Against the Machine's self-titled album was a good idea. And of course Killing in the Name played while upper management was passing through. Several F-bombs later there was a policy change. It sucked so much because they set up our MP3 system with about 90 minutes worth of music that we could not change. The repetition of the same songs got old real fast, and I quit shortly after. The guy who attempted to smuggle a bomb in his shoe in 2001. Now we all have to suffer taking our shoes off at airport security every damn time we fly. The name Adolf has gotta be up there. Previous job I had used to be hybrid twice a week. One person, on their hybrid day, decided to slack off work and go out. They got a call from their manager because they were late for a virtual meeting, and the manager heard a lot of background noise like they were at the mall or something. Said person eventually admitted they were not home working, got fired, and now everyone had to be in the office 5 days a week. My primary school used to do relatively frequent trips to a local zoo. Until one boy decided to vault the fence and punch a penguin. I wish I was joking. The elementary school I went to let 6th graders go on an overnight trip to a lodge where we could go skiing and snow tubing. My dad volunteered as a parent and was supervising by letting me and 5 other girls pile on top of one tube down a steep hill, and we all went flying. 2 of the girls busted their arms when we all landed in a pile. It looked like a cartoon. Anyway, after that no more sleepovers at the lodge, and tale has it 30 years later everyone at the school still blames my dad. Lol. I worked at an office that had casual Fridays. One day a lady came to work on casual Friday in her gym clothes. And management was uptight and appalled by it. Instead of telling her that she couldn't wear gym clothes to work, they abolished casual Friday for everyone. It pisses me off to this day. That one kid in the classroom that can't just leave their fucking phone alone. Now they're all in a box at the front of the class. At one of my previous workplaces, management played music as a way of promoting good mood. They played all sorts of genres so everyone got a chance to listen to something they liked. One person complained that sometimes they had to listen to music they didn't like. So they stopped playing music altogether. Not having to take your shoes off before boarding a plane. Fuck you. Richard Reed. The guy who ruined Halloween for everyone by poisoning and killing his own kid with a pixie stick. Now everyone thinks people just hand out poison candy because this started a mass panic. I couldn't even eat my candy corn growing up because they were loose unwrapped candy. As if anyone is tampering with candy corn seriously. My parents had such a hard rule against anything not hermetically sealed, and it was such a waste of good candy because of all the hype over sickos when it wasn't even a neighbor, but a parent who lied that ruined the whole thing for everybody. That executive at HP who said, "You know, people love our printers. They are tough and reliable and work for decades. We should make them suck. Break constantly. License the ink. Make it all internet linked so the printer won't even work when the Wi-Fi is down." In the 80s we had this game called British Bulldog. It was fun and a laugh for all involved. Then Barry had to clothesline a skinny kid and collapsed his windpipe, and all of a sudden Bulldog got banned and we couldn't choke each other out anymore. Thanks Barry. The guy who killed the most isolated tree on Earth. Same with that woman who burned down the oldest tree. Imagine the history the trees lived through. Every policy at every company I've ever worked at or owned was because of one person abusing something. So whenever you wonder why the hell do we have to do this, it's because of one asshole who ruined it for everyone else. The guy in Texas, I think, who ordered a huge meal for his last meal on death row and refused to eat it. They no longer offer a last meal request because of him. Whoever decided to add YouTube Kids on YouTube, now everything is demonetizable. The toothbrush mustache. Hitler ruined the swastika. The Tylenol poisoner, I figure he's directly responsible for the ridiculous amount of overpackaging in OTC drugs, vitamins, etc. Plastic lid, wrap, seal, cap, sealed bottle, cotton, all inside another box or shudder clamshell package. What a jerk. The religious fruitcake mother who said that Halloween was satanic, so that ended the kindergarten costume parade. That stupid baseball player that took like 10 ephedra and died of a heart attack. My mom and I used to take one and clean the whole house. Why can't people be responsible with their drugs? Airport security. I remember waiting for my mom to come off a plane at the gate. That influencer who jumped into the alligator habitat at Busch Gardens. Now there's a big chain link fence and you can't see the alligators anymore. Remember that stupid woman that held up a sign in front of the Tour de France riders? Air travel was ruined by a handful of assholes 22 years ago. Mark Zuckerberg fucked up so many brains and relationships and other things, I'm not sure what to say. That time outside of the cage at UMass Amherst when there was a long line to get into the basketball game, and me and my friend tried to slickly cut with a friend who was closer up in line. But another friend saw us quietly moving and frantically ran to catch up to us. And this caused everyone to start running toward the front, and it turned into a near riot, with people trying to squeeze through the doors. Eventually everyone made it in okay. But it did make the evening news as a riot. So, thanks Jeff, tears of joy.